I really dropped David Shapiro in it, which I have just done. Mark Wayne has walked in. And before Mark was here, David was saying, he's not so sure about this deal that's done, the 12 billion rand deal. Well, we'll find out about that a little bit later. But David does look a little sheepish. First, though, here's the business news headlines with Jeff Candy.
Thanks, Alec. Well, Neotel and MTN join forces to tackle Telkom. Truworths expects first half headline or earnings per share to jump as much as 17%. Redefine to acquire Madison and ApexHi in a 12 billion rand share deal. And Datatech shares drop as earnings plunge. On the markets, the all-share fell 1.9% to finish at 20441. Gold shares down almost 5% on the day. In your commodities, gold at $810.50 a fine ounce. A barrel of Brent at the moment $44.22. And in your currencies, a dollar will cost you 10 rand and 12 cents, a pound 14.69, and a euro 13.21.
I see you're moving away a little there from Mr. Wayne, David. He's got a good left hand, I reckon. Not as good as Danisa Baloy's, but getting close.
I like the A's and the B's and the C's. I love the yields, and I just hope I can get them. That's in the ApexHis.
Look, it's a big deal if it's... but didn't they try it once before? Didn't they try and put it together?
We tried to twice before. Once from Redefine and once from Apex looking at Redefine, but we couldn't get it to work with the volatility in the market. And also it was difficult to get some shareholders and boards to accept that size and liquidity would lead to a substantial re-rating. But Growthpoint proved that for us. So thanks to them, this made it a lot easier this time round.
Well, we'll talk more property with Mark a little later. David, the share market as a whole under more pressure again today, another 2% down.
7 days in a row, down 2% today. But I think what worries me, or what has worried me this week, has been the breadth of the selling. You know, each day it's not as though there's 60% down and 40% up. It's 90% down. You know, each day 9 out of 10 shares go down, and there's only a handful of shares that appear to go up. Where we have seen the buying has been in defensive counters like the pharmaceutical stocks, some of the food retailers, food manufacturers, and for the last 2 days some of the gaming stocks. But apart from that, it's all the heavyweights just keep getting sold down and down.
You wonder how far the financials can fall.
Well, today JP Morgan came out with their, that's the second biggest bank in the United States, came out with shocking results, just showing the effects of credit defaults, pressure on credit cards, pressure on mortgages, also bad loans, and so on. And I think that's just put, that put the financial sector under pressure again.
Well, everywhere you look, though, David, it really is carnage at the moment. There's Glenrand MIB, which was tipped by a few people as being a nice recovery stock. Remember GT Ferreira on this program, the chairman there said, "Don't worry, we'll get it right, we'll sort it out." 70 cents today. That was 3 rand a year ago. It's down 13.5% again today. So yesterday's bargains are even cheaper tomorrow.
They are getting cheaper. And one of the big problems is that we don't know how these companies are operating, particularly in these tough times. We can't look back on last year and try and project where they are. It's been such a tough year, and it's been so volatile that we're unsure of the projections.
And very quick as well. I'll just give you a little bit of maybe a taster of the interview we'll have later with Jens Montanano from Datatech. 3 months ago to the day, 15th of October, he told the shareholders when the interim results were released that the board currently expects the second half earnings per share, headline earnings per share, and underlying earnings per share will be similar or exceed that of the first half. That's 3 months ago. Today they warned that the numbers were going to be down for the year, but the half-by-half headline earnings, David, which was supposed to be going up, went from 22 cents to 6 cents. Now there's a collapse. And 3 months ago, they seem to be doing fine. We'll find out from Jens what happened at Datatech, but it can't be the only example.
No, I think that's happened right. People are just cancelling orders. And so if you've geared up, if you've bought stock or inventory in order to manufacture goods that you now have to, that you were going to sell into the market ahead, and suddenly the orders are cancelled, you're stuck with that inventory. You start selling it down at any price, which creates margin pressure, creates lower profits. That's deflation. And I think literally the economy just hit a brick wall and stopped. We've seen it in the PMI today, the Investec Purchasing Managers Index, which shows that manufacturing is retreating or contracting.
So where do you hide? Where do you hide?
It's very difficult. I think that if you listen to Case the other evening, I think that we'll probably come out better than most economies. And if you are going to hide, it's hard in the defense of the stocks that I mentioned earlier on, the pharmaceutical companies, the good results out from Truworths today. Very, very good results under the circumstances.
How Barry Sargent has turned in his potash bag and he's picked up retailing companies now. He loves the retailers.
Yeah, he's right, and great results that are coming out, and I think that's probably the area that one has to look at. Commodities, I don't know. I'm still struggling with whether this is the bottom, and whether it will turn around or whether we could see more pain there.
And we'll find out later from Mark Wayner what's in store for the property sector.